Hi everybody, this is a slightly different video to usual about the Qashqais. It's not going to be anything to do with our Qashqais because a week today, so we're currently on the 11th of Feb, on the 18th of February 2021 we're going to get a reveal of the new Nissan Qashqai 2021 model. So I thought I'd go a little bit in depth with the teaser photos that have been released and just point out a few little things that are interesting. Obviously in a week's time we should know all this detail for sure, but still we can have a look around. So first of all, we've got this image here from the front offside corner of the Qashqai. Just things that I've noticed of it. We've got a parking sensor here, which seems to be like it's in a recess, so they've had to push it out, which is interesting. Obviously to get the functionality out of it. Also with the lights, these appear to be LED lights. We'll see in the next photo the lights on, but it does appear that it's got the Nissan Juke style LED DRLs, daytime running lights, up at the top and the headlights below it. So moving on to the next photo, like I say, we've got the lights actually on here, so we can see those DRLs and we can see the LED lights. Now the gap here, I'm going to assume that's going to be your full beam, and it looks as if the DRLs are going to change to the indicators a bit like the current Qashqai they do. So as you put your indicators on, the white DRL will dim or go off and change to orange until you turn the indicators off and it'll come back onto white. Also notice, we'll see a bit later on in the artist impression, it looks like the usual Nissan chrome lip is here, which is also present in pretty much all Nissans at the moment. The Leaf, the Juke, they've all seem to have that, so that's one of those Nissan designs. Moving on, so just looking straight down from above now, so not a lot really to look at here. It does look as though this is going to be like a panoramic sunroof, which you can currently get on Qashqais, so they're going for that again. But one thing I have noticed, I don't know if it's just me, maybe the angle of the photo or something like that, it does seem to have quite a short bonnet and quite a long windscreen. Again, that could be just me, but looking top down, I mean, I've never looked at a car top down like this because you don't often get this angle, but it does just seem to me that maybe the front end is a little bit shorter than a current Qashqai. So moving on, another not too detailed photo, but we can see that the Qashqai wording is going to be spread out across the rear boot lip, which is quite a nice touch. Quite a few manufacturers are going for that. And also I noticed Nissan have redesigned their logo slightly to a thinner look, but the badge on their cars still seems to be the original Nissan badge, which I prefer, to be honest. Now moving on to where it starts to get pretty interesting on the interior side of things. There's quite a bit to look at here, so what we'll do, we'll start down here. So to me, this aircon and interior temperature display looks identical to the current Qashqai, which is quite interesting. You'd have thought they'd have maybe freshened it up or something like that, or maybe even put it into the main screen, but they didn't, or they haven't according to this. So yeah, you've got the usual dual zones each side of the screen for your temperatures, the fan speed in the middle, and then each side it looks to have the knob dials for your temperature, and with the integrated buttons you can see air conditioning is there, sync, so that'll be make both passenger and driver side the same temperature, auto, and on or off on this side. They have put the heated seats just next to it, which is nice. I never liked it in the centre of the current Qashqai, so that's quite nice, and it looks like there can be 3 different settings for that as well. Moving up from there, we've got the entertainment screen, and there's a few things to note from here. The currently dead Nissan Connect app could be making a return, looking by this button. Whether it's just there just to fill up the screen for this shot, I don't know, but yeah, the Nissan Connect app I think was discontinued last year, so it could be making a comeback. That would be nice if it had things like the Mitsubishi Outlander's got like the app connection where you can preheat the car before you get in it, stuff like that. So that'd be great if the Qashqai's got it. Also, we've got the different inputs. Excuse me. We've got the phone, AM and FM radio, which is surprising. I thought they might get rid of FM and just have the DAB, but that looks like that's going to be the DAB or DAB radio for your digital radios. aux and USB. So the aux, I'm thinking I'll probably have another 3.5mm jack for you to plug in your phone and whatnot directly, and USB you can plug in a memory stick or possibly an iPod, something like that for that one. What else have we got going on here? So we've got voice commands just here. So, you know, I'd have thought you'd be able to say, you know, navigate me to so and so or something like that, or play radio 1, for example. That's possibly going to be up there. There is a camera button just here, so that's going to still be there, but we'll come back to that later because I have noticed something which I can't get my head around, but we'll get to that later. And that's it for that. Moving on to the instrument cluster. We'll go into that over the next couple of pictures because there's some close-up pictures of that. Steering wheel looks to still have that slightly flat bottom to it, and there is actually a chrome lip that matches the front of the design of it, which will be a nice touch. Quite a lot of buttons each side, similar-ish to the very latest Qashqai. No sign of those rockers coming back from what I can see. It looks to be like a square button, if that makes sense. So you got cancel, that's obviously a sat nav, actually cruise control and limiter on this side. On the other side is your stereo control. So yeah, steering wheel for me I think it's a bit bare. I don't like these really sort of thin, small steering wheels. I like a chunky steering wheel personally, but we'll get better pictures of that next week, all being well. So moving on to the first image of the instrument cluster. Things to take from this, we can see we've got the speed limit recognition is still there, so there will be that in the car, which is a nice touch. We've also got this dash looks to be completely digital, so there's no physical clocks on there, which will be really nice, and hopefully you'll be able to edit it and lay it out completely as you like. We'll see on the next screen how it looks with the sat nav running, which is pretty nice. This, with the picture of the car in the middle, you get an idea of what the back end is going to look like. And also, if any of you have seen the interior of a Tesla, it shows vehicles each side of you and the lane as well, like where you are in the lane. So I'm wondering if that's going to be like a Tesla in the middle, which would be another nice touch. And finally, we can see here we've got what looks to be a driving mode at standard, and this is obviously going to be an auto on this one because we're in park. In the next picture you'll see that will change to eco. There we go. So this is the next layout, which is interesting to say the least. They're obviously going to try with this layout. I'm sure you'll be able to choose, but you've got like a 3D style speedometer and tachometer as well. I don't particularly like that. It looks really strange to me, but you know, each to their own. Other things to notice here, like I say, that standard now says eco, so that's obviously where your driving mode is going to be underneath your gear, so we're in drive now. Also, this is obviously how your sat nav page is going to come across or come out. I think it's quite nice. I do like the sat nav being up on the display right in front of you. There's no sort of, you know, you're not having to glance away from as much away from the road to the centre of your car, so that's quite a nice look there. Anything else? I've just got some notes here. Yeah, these two dots, I wonder if these are going to be like pages, because we can see arrows at the top. So I wonder if that'll be like a page, so you can have your sat nav and then you can quickly tab back to, for example, you know, the eco settings, like the miles to the gallon, things like that. That might be something you can quickly switch between. And I don't know if it's, you know, just the way the photo is. Obviously this has been taken looking through the steering wheel, because this looks like the centre of the steering wheel and one of the arms. Is this here a paddle, as in a gear shift paddle? It could be just the angle, it could be reflection, because obviously we've got this reflection here, but I'm wondering if this is actually going to be a paddle for, you know, going down gear, and on the opposite side there'll be a paddle to go up gear. So yeah, take that as you like. Moving on, so this is a closer picture of the central entertainment unit. Not much that I haven't already said, but little things that you can pick out from here. This blue purpley colour on the dash, which is really odd. I don't quite understand it. We can see the rest of the dash above it is black. And obviously the cluster around the instrument panel is black, so this is a little bit strange that this colour's here. It could be just a prototype looking thing, or it could be what it's going to look like in the end. It's just a bit strange. It doesn't quite look right to me. We can also see it could be something else, but you can see the Bluetooth logo with 6 next to it. I'm wondering if that is a sign saying that this will have Bluetooth 6, which is the very latest, fastest kind of Bluetooth, or it could be something else. It could be that would be the name of whatever phone's attached, and in this case it's number 6. We don't know, but Bluetooth 6 is due very, very soon this year, so it could be. Obviously it does seem to be touchscreen. We have got physical buttons down here, but all here we've got back logo there. All this will be touchscreen by the looks of things. You'll be able to tab through the pages with the 2 arrows. I think that's that one. Yeah, that's it. So on to the next photo. So this is looking down at the center console. Now, most importantly, we've got 2 cup holders. I mean, that's all you buy a car for, really, isn't it? But they seem to be in the same position as they are in the current Qashqai, just behind currently where the gear stick is. We've got this thing here, which we'll talk about, and just in front of, hopefully, an armrest, because I do love a good armrest. So moving forward from there, we've got this nice looking texture around the outside, almost like a scratched look, or a black wood effect. It's quite a nice look there. And moving on to what appears to be a driving style selection button. Now, we've got what appears to be like hills or mountain setting, snow or ice setting, I assume perhaps a motorway or open road setting. The leaves are probably an eco setting, and then that to me looks like a checkered flag, so I can't believe it'll have a race mode like you'd find in the Nissan GTR, but it'll probably be like a sport mode where you'll find quicker acceleration, especially in the hybrid model and the electric model, sorry, and perhaps tougher suspension, things like that. So that's just an interesting thing there, but that looks like a rotary switch, and the light will go to whichever setting you're on. Moving forward to this shifter, I think that's what we're going to call it. It's got a button on the side, which I think is you'll press that in and move it to your gear selection, which if we move to the next image we can see it from above, so we get a better idea. We've got a little orange light saying we're currently in neutral. There's a physical button for park, but yeah, it would appear you probably press that button in, push it forward for reverse, pull it down for drive. So yeah, I'm not a fan of those personally. They're appearing everywhere now. I think it's just going to be a fact of life. That's going to be what you call your gear stick with all these cars going to automatics. So hey, that's that. Just off from there, we've got another electronic handbrake or parking brake, and auto hold, which I believe is on the very latest Qashqai. So yeah, that's that. Seems to be some sort of coin tray here as well, with the same textured look as the front end of the car. Next image, not a lot to look at here, but there is obviously a lovely shiny Bose badge. Whether the Bose option will be an option or standard, I would have thought it would be an optional extra. It's just a nice addition. You can currently get Bose speakers in the current and previous gen Qashqai, so it's just a continuation of that partnership. And this is the not the last photo, the second to last photo from the interior. Again, we can see this blue colour, which seems to come up from the central display and around. Strange, really strange. It'll be interesting to see what it's going to look like in the flesh, but yeah, strange. And we've got obviously the stitching as well, which is a nice touch, makes it look a bit premium. So the final interior photo is this one from the seat. The perforations in the seat suggest it may have both heating and cooling, which would be nice. I did have a car not long ago with cooled seats, which in the real hot summer we had was bliss. It just sort of blows a cooling, ice cold air onto your legs and your bum and your back, so you know, that's really nice. But that's only a guess. The perforations could just be there like they are in the current Qashqai, just as an effect. And I have actually seen another image from inside showing that the seats will have like a massage function, which would be nice. So that's all the interior ones. The next two photos are artist impressions of what they think the car is going to look like. These are from Auto Express's website, so copyright goes to them. So it's just a guess. This isn't the actual car, but from the prototype and the undercover models, this is what they reckon it's going to look like. So just things to notice on this external image. We've got 6 parking sensors on the front, so we've got one on the very side by the wheel arch, the one we talked about at the beginning, and then one each side of the number plate, and obviously on the other side as well, so you'll get good surround parking assistance there. The wing mirrors are a little bit Marmite, these pod design style ones, as opposed to ones that are actually attached to the door, these ones that stick up and out. Some people like them, some don't. I'm not a fan personally, but yeah, that's them. There is what appears to be an actual sunroof, an opening sunroof. I don't know if that's going to be a full body sunroof, not sure, but again, this is an artist impression, it might not even exist. And again, from this artist impression, I think the roof rails, they don't look like solid ones, they look like there may be a gap, which is much better for attaching feet and roof rails to. My thing I said earlier about the camera, I can't understand from this image where the side cameras are going to be. Again, this is an artist image, so it might just be that they've not put it on, but this image is taken from one of the prototype images, so the mirror shape is the same as it was on the prototype. There doesn't seem to be the nubs that you have on the current Qashqai, where the cameras are, so unless they've put them into the arms somewhere, I'm not sure where they are now. I'm hoping they're still there, because the 360 camera function is just brilliant, and it is still around. The new Mitsubishi Outlander has it, so it is something that's still around. It's not an old tech, it's used quite a lot of car manufacturers now, so I'd be surprised if they ditched it. And the final images of the rear artist impression, again, you know, the camera's going to be there, maybe. We'll find out, I'm sure. We've got 6 sensors on the rear as well, so we've got the one very side one on the corner, just see the other 2 in the middle, and obviously the other side again. The fog lights appear to be at the very bottom, one each side, or they could be reflectors, but they look more like lights to me. We've got a shark fin aerial instead of the traditional pointy aerial, which a lot of people modify their current Qashqais to have the shark fin, so they'll be quite pleased with that. And the black roof spoiler seems to sort of continue all the way down the window. Again, artist impression, might not be happening, but looks quite nice. And finally, they've put a recess for the boot opener just here, not where you currently find it underneath the badge. So I think I'd prefer it under the badge. It's nice and tidy in a way, you don't get this lump in the middle of the boot. We'll see. So yeah, what I'm planning to do is next week, like I say, on the 18th of February, I'm going to do another video when the Qashqai is released. I might also do a watch party on the Nissan Qashqai Facebook page, so you can join in and you can comment on it as it's unveiled, which would be great. As soon as I hear more details about times and things, we'll get that up together. But yeah, that's it for now. Like I say, different video. I know there's nothing exciting in this video on your current Qashqai, but the new Qashqai that's on its way, hopefully, looks like it's going to be a nice car. So thanks very much, guys. Like I've said in every other video, please do consider subscribing. We're so close to that 1,000 mark now, it's ridiculous. I really genuinely appreciate everyone that has subscribed to me. There's still more Qashqai videos to come. I am actually planning to do a couple of Qashqai videos this weekend. One of them is going to be another Did You Know series with some more tips and tricks for you, and also another one is going to be a guide on how to do something with it, which you'll find out when I upload that. So thanks very much, guys, and I shall see you in the next video.